Much and good afternoon, Vice President Harris and First Gentleman. Well, actually, the second gentleman, but you're really my first gentleman. And ambassadors, members of Congress, thank you all for being here today. I think it's a pretty big day. Just a few months ago, I welcomed President Niinistö of Finland and the Prime Minister Andersson of Sweden to the White House to demonstrate the strong support.
So Democrats' new proposal may be blocked from passing by a few top lawmakers, and progressives are only pushing for more stimulus relief to be included in the stimulus package. Now Joe Biden is becoming more worried about the United States and how the country may be going into a recession. Now, Senate Republican John Barrasso said the new spending deal between Chuck Schumer and Manchin announced last week is far from done, very far from done, suggesting possible opposition from moderate Senator Kyrsten Sinema. Barrasso told Fox that Senator Sinema felt blindsided by the Inflation Reduction Act, which was announced last week and shocked Capitol Hill. Barrasso said of Sinema, in terms of will this pass, they need all 50 Democrats on board and in the room. They haven't had the 50 senators show up for work in well over a month, so this is far from done. Folks, we have a lot of things going on in Congress, a lot of development to talk about. Senator Sinema has so far remained publicly silent on the deal, which Manchin and Schumer announced just 2 weeks after Manchin said he would not support any climate package or tax reform given soaring inflation. The proposed $670 billion legislation, a scaled-down version of the Build Back Better, includes $370 billion for clean energy programs, another $300 billion to reduce the U.S. deficit, and $64 billion for healthcare expansion. And in this evenly divided Senate, Democrats need all 50 senators on board to push the legislation through, considering every Republican will vote against it. That makes both Manchin and Sinema crucial votes, and Barrasso said he was surprised Manchin supported the legislation. If Democrats do manage, however, to move the package forward, Barrasso argued it would inevitably hurt the economy. When asked about Manchin, Barrasso stated, "I think he's going to regret making this decision to sign on to this. Every Republican is against it because we know it's going to burn a deeper hole into the wallets and the savings account of the American people." And now, an inflation gauge that is closely tracked by the Federal Reserve jumped 6% in June from a year ago, the biggest annual increase in 4 decades. Tens of millions of renters nationwide have also faced skyrocketing prices in recent months, as pent-up demand from the crisis has collided with a shortage of supply. This is a crunch that has especially squeezed low-income tenants who risk getting pushed out of the market altogether. As of June, U.S. rents had climbed 14% above where they stood a year prior, a staggering increase by declaration, but a deceleration from the sky-high rate of 18% at the outset of 2022.
The United States had for Finland and Sweden's decision to apply for membership in NATO. And two proud and independent countries, each with a long tradition of non-alignment, exercising their sovereign right to make their own decisions about their own security, and responding to the will of their citizens, following the democratic processes they have, choosing to join NATO. It was and is a watershed moment, I believe, in the alliance, and for the greater security and stability, not only of Europe and the United States, but of the world. And today, we take another important step toward bringing Sweden and Finland in NATO. In just a few minutes, I'm going to sign the U.S. instrument of ratification, making the United States the 23rd ally to approve Sweden and Finland's membership to the strongest, most powerful defensive alliance in the history of the world. I've just gotten off the phone with both the President and the Prime Minister. They send their best. And to offer my congratulations on the enormous progress thus far. Together, we committed that the United States, Finland, and Sweden would continue to remain vigilant against any threats to our shared security and deter any confrontation and confront any aggression or threat of aggression that might come up. And I urge the remaining allies to complete their own ratification progress as quickly as possible. For more than 7 decades, a strong, united NATO has been the foundation of American security, not just in Europe, but quite frankly, the basis of our security around the world. It's how we've led the world together with those nations that share our vision and, even more importantly, our values. It's critical now to deter threats before they harm our people or our allies and our interest. You know, it's how we address instability and aggression, with allies at our side, amplifying the capacity to respond effectively. Sweden and Finland have strong democratic institutions, strong militaries, and strong and transparent economies. They'll meet every NATO requirement. We're confident of that, and we will make our alliance stronger, and we'll make America and the American people safer in the process. That's why the United States Senate gave their advice and consent to Sweden and Finland's membership with overwhelming support, 95 votes in favor, a near record pace. This year, we're celebrating significant bipartisan steps that are going to make our country stronger and enhance our ability to lead the world. We're showing the world that the United States of America can still do big things. This nearly unanimous bipartisan ratification sends another important message. The United States is committed. The United States is committed to the transatlantic alliance. Together with our allies and partners, we're going to write the future we want to see. The future we want to see. And in a moment when Putin's Russia has shattered peace and security in Europe, when autocrats are challenging the very foundations of a rule-based order, the strength of the transatlantic alliance and America's commitment to NATO is more important than it's ever been. That's why in June in Madrid, at a pivotal NATO summit, all 30 nations came together to invite Finland and Sweden to apply.
And lastly, the average national gas price, I know you guys love us talking about gas prices going down, dropped below $4 per gallon, according to a leading market analyst. That's delivering over $100 a month in vital relief to American families with 2 cars. This is the fastest decline in gas prices in over a decade, nearly $1 drop in just 56 days, with gas prices dropping every single day this summer. The most common price at gas stations today is $3.79, and drivers in 5 states can now find gas below $2.99 per gallon from at least one gas station. President Biden promised he would address Putin's price hike at the pump, and he has. He is releasing 1 billion barrels of oil a day from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. He is rallying international partners to release an unprecedented amount of oil, and under President Biden's leadership, U.S. oil production is up and on track to reach a record high. More work remains, but prices are coming down, and the president will continue to call on domestic and international oil producers to increase output so that